Hello and welcome gamers to another episode of Vidja Game Hunting. I'm back this week, as always, with some more video game pickups. Pretty much everything we're going to see today is from pawn shops. To kick things off, I'm going to start out with the system that, surprisingly, I didn't have in my collection anymore, and that is the PlayStation 2. I picked up the fat model here for 12 bucks on the clearance rack at the local pawn shop. It came with one controller, the cords. I had a little bit of a problem getting it working. I took it back and exchanged it out for a different one. So for $12, I really couldn't pass it up. And I also picked up on that stop God of War collection for the PlayStation 3. I've actually not played more than a few minutes, I should say, I guess, of the original God of War. I've not played any of the other games in the series, so I'm curious to give that one a shot. So the rest of the games here we're going to look at. I actually had an opportunity to meet up with another YouTuber. But what happened was, this YouTuber, Videogameexperiment is what he goes by on YouTube here. I had gone to a flea market, shot some video at a booth, asked the vendor if I could shoot video. They gave me permission, so I sent them an email thank you later with a link to my video. They then posted that to their Facebook page, which Videogameexperiment happened to check out. He had visited the same vendor and gotten one of their business cards, and that's how we found my channel, which is kind of crazy. And he was able to piece together some of the footage, the flea market that I was at in that video. I didn't call it out specifically, but he'd been there. Again, where we're at, there's not a lot of flea markets, so it's kind of a dead giveaway. If you live in this area, you'd be able to tell which flea market I'm going to. So anyway, that was kind of crazy and cool that there's somebody else in my area doing the same thing that I'm doing. Now, Videogameexperiment, he posts videos on his YouTube channel that are very similar to mine, so if you like what I do, definitely check his stuff out. He definitely hunts for games on a much grander scale, traveling throughout the upper Midwest, much further than I ever get. And he does some like Let's Play type videos. I guess he did one on Panic Restaurant a couple weeks ago. That was pretty cool. And he also runs videogameexperiment.com, which is his website, where he will buy and sell games, which is really cool because he gets to game hunt for a living, essentially, which I'm very jealous of. I'm going to put the link in the description of this video to both his YouTube channel and the website, so I highly encourage you guys to check that out. But anyway, he was going to be in my town here and shot me a text and wanted to know if I was able to do some video game hunting, and of course, yeah, I was. I'm going to be hunting anyway, so might as well go out and meet up. So it was kind of neat to meet a fellow YouTuber and actually go hunting for games for a change with somebody else other than dragging my wife along kicking and screaming, who is constantly nagging at me that we should go. So that was nice. But we ended up doing a couple pawn shops in the early evening and found some games. I actually picked up on our first stop Twisted Metal for the PlayStation. Now this one doesn't have the manual, but the disc is in great shape. And I believe it was 99 cents, so I couldn't pass it up. One other PlayStation game, I also got Road Rash 3D, which I'm not as big a fan of these 3D Road Rash variations. I kind of like the traditional one on the Genesis, or maybe the very first one on the PlayStation. And then I got another few games here that were $1 a piece, and I believe these must all be from the same owner because they've got NS written in permanent marker on the covers, which kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? For $1, I'm not going to complain. This is Devil May Cry 2 for the PlayStation 2. And then the GameCube, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. I picked up Return of the King not that long ago, so it's nice to have that one. And another GameCube game, Call of Duty Big Red 1. And then just a couple random Wii games that were cheap, so I snatched them up. Obscure the Aftermath, which kind of looks like an interesting survival horror game. I don't know anything about this, but I'm curious to give it a shot. And then Anubis 2, which looks like a budget platformer, but it was 99 cents, so I will give it a shot. And then that was our first pawn shop stop, Videogameexperiment and I. And then we went to two others, I believe. I only picked up one other game at one of those shops, and that was A Boy and His Blob. Now, if you've never had the chance, this is an NES game. It's a really interesting NES game where you feed jelly beans to a blob, and he essentially turns into whatever you need to progress or solve the puzzles. Like you might turn into a ladder to get you up a ledge, or an umbrella to protect you. Just stuff like that. It was kind of an interesting game. It frustrated the hell out of me as a kid, actually, on the NES. But this was kind of a sleeper release on the Wii. I don't think a lot of people know that this got kind of a reboot. And it's the same sort of mechanics, I guess. It's just got updated visuals. It looks really fun. And I believe it was $10, and the pawn shop we were at was running 25% off all games, so $7.50 for that one. I don't come across it a lot, and I've been looking for it for a while, so I'm curious to give this one a shot. It is complete, of course, so that's always good. So that was it. Yeah, that was all the game hunting that night. And then a couple hours later, I got a text from him, Video Game Experiment, that there was a local video store, Cashwise Video, in town here that was going out of business. Not surprising. Video stores are pretty much going under everywhere. And that they had some games that they were clearing out. I think everything was $10. So next day I went to go check that out for myself, and sure enough there were a few games left. Picked up a couple cheapies for the Wii, which actually I don't know why I grabbed them because they're not that great of a deal. I probably paid what they're actually going for. It wasn't a steal or anything. But I picked up the Conduit for the Wii, which I know was kind of, you know, was going to be the first major first-person shooter, you know, blockbuster, that they're really pushing this for the Wii, and then it kind of came out and nobody really cared. I don't think it did anything that exceptionally well. It was just sort of a run-of-the-mill shooter, but I kind of want to give that a shot. There aren't a lot of good shooters on the Wii, obviously. And then another one that I've wanted for a while for the Wii, it's Trauma Center Second Opinion. This was a pretty early title. It's an Atlas game, so I'm expecting it to be a little quirky, but definitely fun. All their games tend to be very entertaining. And then another one that I've been looking for a while that I don't see that often, Ghostbusters, the video game. Everybody loves Ghostbusters, right? And I guess the story in this one's supposed to be really good. I think it was written by Dan Aykroyd, you know, the original cast, the original writers. So I think the story is probably the draw here for me. I just want to check that out. And then the one that I can't wait to play that I've been waiting to get for a while now, BioShock Infinite. I love the BioShock series, well, the first one especially. I just think the way that game kind of created that world that just sucked you in. It was so different than anything you'd ever seen in a shooter. And this one looks great too. Of course the reviews were good for it, so I am anxious to give that one a shot. But that's all my game pickups for this video, and then kind of going back to my game room tour video that I posted a while ago. You can check that out if you haven't already. When I did the game room tour, I had an N64 that was gutted and taken apart. I mentioned that I was going to try and possibly mod the case or just put it in a different case altogether, just customize it a little bit. I actually finished that, so I figured I'd show you guys that real quick. This is my N64. I tried to go with like a Zelda color scheme, gold and green, but the green actually turned out to be a lot lighter than I was expecting. So it looks kind of funky. It's kind of cool though. I still do like the way it turned out, and I tried to tape off around the stickers and stuff so it doesn't look like a complete crap job. I mean, it's not amazing by any means, but I don't know. I think it turned out pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. But anyway, didn't have a whole lot to show you in this video. That's it for this week. Definitely check out Video Game Experiment, and I will be back next week, of course, with some more games. Thanks for watching.